My mentor changed my life. No, that's not hyperbole. That is a real statement. I met him. He changed my life. He's an awesome guy, and I want to introduce you to him. He's right upstairs, so let's go meet him. Before we do, make sure to hit that like button. It really, really helps this channel get the videos in front of the right people. Here he is. This is Brian. How are you doing, Brian?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me, Sam.
Awesome. So, did you know when we met about 7 years ago that you're going to be my mentor?
I had no idea.
You probably didn't even know that after maybe a year or two of being my mentor. You probably didn't know you're my mentor.
Absolutely.
So we met a couple years ago, probably about 6 or 7 years ago, right when Lucas and I had bought our first property before we had done anything.
I think you showed up at my office for some reason. I don't even remember why.
We showed up at your office. We were meeting with one of your buyers, Philip, at the time, and we were just wanting to get to know people and get our names out a little bit and start to buy houses. And met you. You were sitting. I remember you were sitting at your desk. I think maybe with your feet up and very unassuming. I was like, and you said a couple sentences to us that kind of intertwined and changed mine and Lucas's lives, and eventually yours. And I'm not going to say what those two sentences were, but you said those. We'll say those till the end. But
all right.
You said those. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? I know you have several real estate investing businesses. How did you kind of get to where you are now?
Well, I kind of went on. It's a journey. Freaking life is a journey, isn't it?
Yep. See, that's a mentor thing to say.
My journey has taken me a lot of different places, but really quickly, I grew up in Iowa on a farm. Went to college because I wanted to wrestle, and they tell you have to get a degree in something. I actually got a degree in aerospace engineering. I know that's a
rocket scientist,
unusual for most people, but it's just what interested me. I got a degree in aerospace engineering, came down to St. Louis, and went to work for McDonnell Douglas, which is now Boeing. I was there like 2 weeks maybe, and said, this isn't for me. I was sitting in a freaking cube all day long, and I hated it. So started looking for what else to do. Saw a Carlton Sheets infomercial back in the 90s.
He was kind of your initial mentor, right?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, exactly. And so I bought I don't know, it comes in a pack of cassette tapes and listened to them, and it just sparked enough interest. I didn't do anything right then and there, but it sparked the interest and started moving me towards a real estate career. Actually became a real estate appraiser. Got out of my engineering job, became an appraiser for a few years. I started flipping houses on the side while I was doing that. Then one day, November 20th, 2002, my friend of mine who became a business partner went to breakfast one day, and that day was just one of those days that change your life. We both quit our jobs that day and started a real estate company, which is now Faster House. Mm-hmm. Our game plan was simple, was to buy a house, rehab it, and resell it, and do 1 or 2 a month, and to live off of that money. And then any other houses we bought, that we would just keep as rentals and grow a rental portfolio. Mm-hmm. That was our plan.
Simple plan?
It's a very simple plan. Executed that plan. Actually, at the time, I had 5 kids. Our youngest was like a month old, 3 months old, and our oldest was 10 years old. So
all good mentors are a little bit crazy.
I think just if you got a dream, just go for it. So we have a flipping business right now. I have a hard money lending business that we started about 5 years ago. We have an education business. I have a traditional brokerage, Magnolia Real Estate. And then we're partners in a property management company. And you have a bunch of rentals, and I have a bunch of rentals. The rentals are an incredible wealth building tool.
That's kind of everything I do kind of goes back to getting those rentals and building that wealth. And I kind of learned a lot of that from you. So now you went from, working at a job 2 weeks in that you didn't want to, flash forward about 20-ish years, and you are have 5 high-level real estate investing businesses. So talk about a little bit that. Did you have a specific mentor or a few different types of mentors? How did leaning on other people and leaning on other people's experience, how did that help you?
Yeah, I mean, mentors are huge. Holy smokes. And my first was my football coach in high school. I wasn't that great of a football player. I was a better wrestler, but he helped me develop a mindset to win. Anyway, so he was a fabulous mentor for me. I don't know if he knows that, and I haven't talked to him since I graduated high school.
I think that's how a lot of mentors work. I think everybody has this vision of this mentor that they meet weekly for coffee, and then they go over this huge vision board, and that's not realistically how it works. A lot of mentors, people don't know they're mentors, or they're just passively doing it, or they're watching their podcast or their YouTube. There's a ton of different ways to have mentors and to lean into knowledge. But anyways, keep going.
Totally agree. So second mentor of mine would be Robert Kiyosaki. I have never met Robert in person, but I've read all of his books. I listened to his podcasts. That book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I know tons of people have said this, but it changed my life. It's the principles that we build our rental portfolio on, and our businesses too. But Robert Kiyosaki is a mentor of mine. Never met the dude in my life. I'll tell you, my another mentor of mine, and this is going to freak some people out because I'm going to go from Robert Kiyosaki to Dave Ramsey. But Dave Ramsey, a lot of people know him as the get out of debt guy, and I think there's a ton of truth in what he says about consumer debt. I'm a believer in debt on real estate, but Dave Ramsey has another arm of his business that a lot of people don't know about leadership training. And the dude is the best dude I've ever met for training leadership. And I've met Dave several times, spent time with him. The dude is an awesome mentor and helping me become a better leader. I was a crappy leader when I first started our business. I was more of I would almost call it a crappy manager because I told people what to do. Anyway, over the years, I've learned a ton from Dave Ramsey on how to just become a great leader and how to run a great business.
Mm-hmm. What else? That's 3.
All right. So Ayanna McConan, and Ayanna is passed away. She was actually, I call her, she was a life coach for me. She helped me to live in the moment. I used to be...
I struggle with that. You know that.
That's true. That's true. But I used to be a dude that I thought my joy would be when I had 150 rental properties, or my joy would be when I built the mansion, or my joy would be when I had a fabulous team. And she helped me learn that my joy is living and just enjoying the moment every day. Like, I'm having a ball right now talking to you, Sam. That's where joy and happiness is. And Ayanna and I met on a weekly basis for an hour for years. And because she had a tough person to work with when we started, because I was not a happy dude.
I can't envision that.
But yeah, so Anna was a great mentor of mine, and it's just an example of how mentors show up in different ways.
Yeah, I think that having a mentor is not always what somebody thinks it's going to be, this vision. But if you're open and you're open to meeting people and, leaning into other people's knowledge, and you're open to just having that type of mindset, the mentors are going to find you, and you're going to find mentors you didn't know you had. You've had a handful that have really shaped your life. Yeah. And, some of them you paid a lot of money to, some of them you just watched their stuff for free. So there's no clear path to a mentor, but someone like you being in a place in your life where you're very happy with where you are, you like mentoring other people, you like helping other people. You got to hear a crazy path, but all along the way you had people helping you get there.
For sure. It's a journey. Life is a journey, and enjoy the journey along the way, but find other people that can help you on the journey. There's so many things to do in life, but there's somebody else that's already done it. And it just makes your path so much easier if you can lean on somebody else that's already gone down the path.
So I met you that one day. You were sitting feet up in your desk. You said 2 cents is me that changed both of our lives.
What were they again?
You don't have to sell the house and put 20% down. You can just refinance it at a bank and keep it.
Nice.
That's it.
And you've done that home how many times?
Probably now with the ones we've sold 150, 200 times just to grow my rental portfolio. So just that one sentence, we separated paths, then we started coming to your meetup for a couple of years, and then you were kind of wanting to grow and expand and do several businesses, and you tapped us on the shoulder and said you want to partner in this business. You
guys had an original game plan, if I remember right, of buying a house, rehab and resell it, save enough money to put 10 or 20% down on a rental property.
That's all we knew.
And do like 10 over one a year for 10 years.
Yep.
That was your original game plan. And then I don't know if that two-sentence thing was the one that changed that.
It was.
But then you figured out you don't need to do that.
I didn't know what a cash out refinance was until you said it. I feel like having a mentor has changed my life. It's definitely changed your life. Meaning that one day saying those two sentences has brought us here to where we are. So, partners in several businesses and each have our own portfolio and each have the freedom that we're wanting. You gotta lean on other people.
Lean on other people, especially people that are farther ahead than where you're at. And don't be afraid to get to know people that are 10 years ahead of you on the path, because I find that most people that create success, the next path in their life is to give back to others. That becomes the joy in their life, is to help others along the path. There's a give and take in there that works for both people.
It'll all come back around.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. So real estate investing is challenging, especially starting out. I had a ton of challenges that I didn't even know were coming, and I learned my lessons. But when I really started to create an impact and actually get traction in my business and become financially free was when I started to find mentors and lean into other people's knowledge. My life got so much easier. I lost less money on deals or didn't lose money on deals. I was able to, be more efficient and more effective, stub my toe less, have less headaches. I was able to just do everything a lot more efficiently and effectively and waste a lot less of my time. I found other people online. I looked into Bigger Pockets. I looked into YouTube channels like mine. I looked into a ton of the online resources that honestly, when I got started, there weren't as many as there are now. And then I've definitely met people in person like Brian, going into his office and then going to his meetups, which are now my meetups, and I run them. So it's just kind of funny how it all goes full circle if you're willing to have that mindset to learn from other people and understand that you don't know it all, because I definitely don't know it all, and I don't think I ever will. I know I never will, but I just have that mindset where I'm willing to go wherever the knowledge is, wherever the help is, wherever the mentors are, I'm going to go there.